Tim, I know you're a student of all things Americana. I want to show a clip here, a shocking incident at one of the victory parades for the Kansas City Chiefs. Some maniac has shot and injured a lot of people, killed one person, but always great to see other citizens doing the right thing. Look at these people taking a risk and bringing the guy down. Yeah, pretty brave stuff, Tim. Yeah. Take on a guy who's just fired off at people. They held him down for quite a while until the police got hold of him. But, you know, America can't even have to celebrate something as wholesome as a Super Bowl win without gun crime coming in and messing it all up.
Well, quite aside from gun crime, over the years we've seen riots. They're almost like required after things like basketball championship victories, football championship victories, baseball. They're the riots. Shootings are relatively rare, thank Christ, in these circumstances. But one thing that's significantly underreported here and in the US is how often we have people stepping forward, either who are armed themselves legally as private citizens or who respond in this manner. This has been captured on phone video, obviously, and that's great. But very often people throw themselves into the mix to either prevent or to respond to an atrocity like this. So hats off to them. It's great. Great work.
Hats off to them indeed. Now, the other the other result from the Super Bowl, of course, Mark, was that Taylor Swift, her team won, and she's now landed in Melbourne. Are you feeling the frisson in the streets already?
I was there last night, Christopher. I was there last night. It was fired up here at Melbourne Airport. The atmosphere was electric. And I've actually got some great news for you, mate. I was talking to the team here at Sky just before. I've managed to secure 3 tickets for us, fellas. The Swifties, the group chat's going off between us, boys. We're going. We're going. Tomorrow night, MCG, it's going off.
you beauty. I'll be heading down there. Mate, Tim, you know, you've seen, there's been Beetle...
I'm just selling my ticket.
Exactly. My sister and my nieces would kill me for a ticket, but so send them on, send them down. Now, I just don't understand obviously she's a talented singer-songwriter, but we've seen Beetle Mania, and there was remember the Bay City Rollers and all these other things, Tim. What is it that's just so incredible about Taylor Swift? The country's and the planet's gone mad for her.
Well, part of it, I think, is also the way technology has changed. I mean, we're talking about people arriving, and there was a relatively, big crowd for Taylor Swift at the airport. But, you go back to 1964 when the Beatles arrived in Sydney. I think there was 1,500 or so people were estimated to be at the crowd there at the airport to greet the Beatles. There were more people than that tracking Taylor Swift's aircraft online. That's how things have shifted so much. So it's a whole different sort of deal. But I just like to know there's got to be someone out there who was part of the Beetle Mania crowd whose now granddaughter is part of the Taylor Swift deal. There's got to be there's got to be some generational connection there.
I'm certain the Herald Sun's out rounding up that person as we speak. Meanwhile, in Sydney, Mark, Pink has turned up at a sailing club at Manly where she'd booked and paid a deposit for dinner. But these clubs, you've usually got to show ID because you're supposed to be sort of a temporary member. And she didn't have ID. So they turned her away. And I got to say, I kind of like this. I think the rules are silly. Maybe they should change the rules for everyone. But if they apply to the rest of us when they turn up, so should they apply to celebrities.
That's right, Chris. I like you, am a big believer in the rule of law, and I don't believe Pink should be above it either. The Sydney lockout laws, they're pretty hard to circumvent. But my question is, I don't think Taylor Swift would have copped the same treatment. I think Taylor Swift has, gone beyond that rule of law on this one, and I think Pink might be feeling it. I think she might be reeling in the fact that I didn't even know she was in the country.
I think Taylor Swift would carry her ID. She probably gets asked for her ID all the time. And send us those Pink tickets too whenever you get the chance. Now, I've got to follow up. We've talked, the three of us, a fair bit about Johannes Leek and the way he's been drawing Albo's ever-diminishing Voice Treaty Truth T-shirt. Here it is. Here's when he's cutting off Truth after he broke the tax promise. It's finally happened. The cartoon this morning, have a look at it. It's brilliant. After he got rid of the treaty, he's now just in his Y fronts. Voice, Truth, treaty are all gone. And the caption at the bottom there, rock bottom, as Albo's saying, oh, well, at least I'll be remembered for having a good crack. That's just genius again, isn't it, guys?
Yep.
I love it, mate. And
you've got to
can I just say...
it. Sorry, mate, go for it. Go for it, Mark.
No, I was just going to say, I just wanted to point out this like, as a cartoonist myself, the small detail with the little bits of spit coming out of Albo's mouth is absolutely genius. The whole series is great, but that small touch, it makes me so angry how good that is.
I got a feeling, Tim, that Johannes might have him in a wedding tuxedo and the white fronts tomorrow or something.
Well, you do have to worry. I mean, I know cartoonists like Johannes and, of course, his father, Bill, they both like to develop themes with their work, but... you've got to be very careful with this because crack addiction is a very serious ailment.
Yeah, we could see a bit of that crack for some time to come. Thanks for joining us, Mark and Tim. We'll catch you next week.